Hello and welcome back to another episode of the News You Missed, the video game news show that recaps what happened this week in video game news that might be important and you missed. We're going to be talking about Nintendo Switch's online service and really going in depth with that and hitting a few PlayStation and Xbox stories as well, but we have a lot of third-party company stories to talk about at the end, so you want to stay tuned for that. I want to begin with, there's a global distribution of the champion Leonardo Charizard being available through a trainer code, Global Champ 2021. It runs until November 3rd. This particular Charizard is going to have all the bells and whistles of a very special event Pokemon. If that's something that you want, you can get him at level 100, so check into that before he is gone. Also, talking about Pokemon, a new event that is being posted where we're going to have several characters get several unique legendary Pokemon. Of course, the first being Diantha and her special costume with Hell-Dio. This Pokemon is fantastic because every attack he uses and hits the enemy with lowers special defense, and speed. So a fantastic Pokemon combination. If you don't have a fighting type in Pokemon Masters, that's real good. Pick them up if you can. Before I leave Pokemon news, I just want to let you guys know and remind you that I do have a Pokemon-centric channel where I'm posting all my theories and moving all my theories off of this channel over there. It's called Poke Stuff, and I have tons of videos that I put there. Some new, some old, some recycled, and some updated. So check into it if you're interested. I think you'll really enjoy it if you're looking for Pokemon theories. There now is a Metroid Dread demo available on the US eShop. If you guys have been on the fence about getting Metroid Dread and you think it might be a little bit too difficult, check into this demo, try it out. So Nintendo has heard us complaining about the pricing model for the expansion pack and has decided to meet us in the middle. They've given us a discount of 41 cents, which is extremely generous considering we could have paid the full price. Jokes aside, the Nintendo Switch Online N64 expansion pack trailer that has launched on YouTube, the one that gives you the overview of everything and shows you the games, that is now the most disliked Nintendo trailer of all time for Nintendo.
I still love you.
It beats out Federation Force, it beats out old games like Sticker Star, and man, I mean, people just really don't like it. And people don't just dislike it because it's not good, people dislike it for good reason, because not only are the games not worth it, but the price is not worth it. I understand for some people are like, oh, it's just like $6 to $7 a month, that's a really good deal for the family pack, and just for the individual, it's like less than $6 a month. But you have to stack that on top of other services that people have as well. Imagine those who have Xboxes and PlayStations. Now we're putting more money a month on top of it. But the price point has to go with the value, and the value is not there because there's been people who've been putting out comparison videos of the original N64 versus the Wii emulation of the game versus the Switch, and the Switches looks like fucking dog shit. Oh my god. I don't know the specifics because I'm not a computer programmer. I'm not any type of modder. I'm not a hacker, so I can't get into source codes and see what they've done or anything like that. But I am telling you right now, they did something very, very bad to the N64 emulation for the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, making it look awful. Looks aren't always everything, but man, the difference is staggering. And considering that you can emulate them yourself on the PC, probably the best alternatives you could seek, because this is fucking awful, atrocious, and definitely not worth the money. I mean, my god, man, this is your game. Nintendo, please, you can do better than that. Even from a fanboy like me, I can see that this is a terrible value, and it's something that nobody is going to pay for happily. Well, almost nobody. As it was once said, there's a sucker born every minute. Moving right along, Nintendo has apparently closed its California office. The senior vice president of sales and marketing, Nick Chavez, has resigned and moved on to KFC. A lot of people are speculating that the reason this place has closed down is due to the unfortunate fact of COVID and the staffing difficulties. The update was sent out. Nintendo stated that they are moving a lot of people to Redmond, Washington, and Vancouver as well. They're moving the employees to the operations of those headquarters and to small satellite offices in Toronto and Redwood City and other places like that. While the update lacks an official reason or statement on exactly why they closed things down, only offering vague things about it. The takeaway here is that he moved on to KFC, a company that has, for whatever reason, gotten into the gaming market, not only issuing kind of a joke yet real game console, which is a KFC-based video game console, but also offering dating simulators. Do you guys think KFC is actually going to become a viable gaming console company? I mean, it is a finger-looking good chicken company. I can't really see them going into video games, but I've been wrong before, so let me know what you think. Bronze Mario Amiibos have apparently leaked early from a factory in China. It's unconfirmed, but it does seem likely, so if these are fake mock-ups, they're pretty good fake mock-ups. Do you guys remember when Star Fox 2 was being touted as the only way to be played is on the SNES Classic? It made a lot of people want to buy an SNES Classic. It got a lot of people really into getting an SNES Classic. And wouldn't you know, now it's coming to Nintendo Switch Online. That's very interesting, Nintendo. It's almost like you're trying to get people to get aboard that Nintendo Switch Online and make that jump to that expansion pack. That's crazy, man. I know we always say exclusives are bad, but obviously this game would never come to Xbox or PlayStation. But plenty of people have been able to emulate it for free, and it just seems a little bit crazy that they were trying to make it seem like this game was only going to be on the SNES Classic, when in reality now it's available on Nintendo Switch Online to all Switch owners. GoldenEye 007 is no longer banned in Germany following Nintendo's request, which is very, very strange considering GoldenEye is very, very old, which makes me think that they're going to try and get GoldenEye to be able to be released on the expansion pack, which would make it a little bit better as long as it was emulated properly. The reason that GoldenEye was banned in Germany, the Federal Department for Media Harmful to Young Persons. Not exactly rolling off the tongue, but again, it was set up in the 1980s to prevent pieces of media that were deemed harmful to young people. GoldenEye back in 1998 was rated that way because of its death scenes and perceived glorification of violence. It has now been released at the behest of Nintendo because every 25 years these requests are updated and reviewed once again. So there you have it. Maybe we'll get GoldenEye on Nintendo Switch Online. Not going to make me want to buy it, but either way, yeah. I still have a bit of Nintendo news, but this one involves Sony. Sony Censors, they censor a game, okay? They censor a game called 20 Ladies on the PlayStation side, removing the ladies, right? And instead replace them with 20 bunnies. So the company was censored and they had to like completely revamp their game because they can't just remove all the ladies. It's a core component. This game looks like fucking hot dog shit, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and play the trailer for you. It's fucking garbage. It's not a good game, okay? I'm sorry for anyone listening and they're really into this game. It's just not. So this is one of those games that you would play and you would want to get through so that you could see a little bit of softcore hentai pornography, and that's all it's good for. That's all it is, and that's why Sony censored it. But ironically enough, Nintendo didn't censor it. So what did the company do? They said, well, we'll make a version with just Bunny. Fantastic. I'm sure a lot of people are going to buy that version just as much as they'll buy the 20 Ladies. This world, if you had said this 20 years ago, I wouldn't have even believed it. I would have said, nope, they just wouldn't make the game, but they went ahead and made the game just with bunnies instead of ladies. Dr. Mario World has been taken down. It is no longer available for people to play. On the side of video game preservation, this is a huge blow for the simple fact that it was online only. This is something that goes into the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack. Many people are very, very upset that they're paying so much money for the expansion pack, and yet they're not physically owning any of these games, and when inevitably the service does go down, they won't be able to play these games anymore, or when a new system comes out and it's not compatible, they won't be able to play these games anymore because they don't physically own them. So once again, for those out there who wonder why people fight the good fight against online only games, against online services, against games as a service, this is the glowing example when a game goes down and you can't play it anymore. Games with Gold has been released, and there's 4 games. Moving Out is a physics-based game where you move things around. Deadlands is a side-scroller where you're a king on a horse building a kingdom. Rocket Knight is a remake of the original Rocket Knight. Fantastic game. I highly suggest it. It's a very, very good game for those who enjoy platformers. And Batman 2 DC Superheroes is a Lego Batman game. So if you don't know about Lego games, you get that one free. So there you go. The Xbox Series X and S have saw fit to release 2 TB and 512 512 gigabyte storage expansion cards. They're going to be coming this year. I've already talked about this before, but it's very amazing to see just the raw size of this card. That's 2 terabytes in that small, tiny little card right there that looks almost as big as an SD card, maybe just a little bit bigger. 2 terabytes in that thing. Insane. I come from back in the day when stuff was huge, man. A 2 terabyte hard drive seemed impossible. These are going to be pretty expensive. The 2 terabyte one is going to be $400. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, why would I pay $400 for something that I could obviously get 2 terabytes for $80? Yeah, right. You could get an external hard drive, right? The SSDs, the NVMe SSDs, they're all very, very expensive, and these cards are no exception. The fact that they're so expensive comes from their form factor. You're not having this big giant thing sit outside your Xbox. But then again, it's not really that big having external hard drives, and I have them hooked up to my Xbox One X, and they work very, very well. I just copy whatever I want to play onto the internal hard drive, and it goes. It's not as fast as an SSD, but it still works. November's PlayStation Plus lineup has also been announced. We have Knockout City, the Re-Reckoning, and First Class Trouble. I don't know much about any of these games, as I haven't really ever played any of them, so you guys will have to inform me if it's worth the money or not. Sony has formed PlayStation PC for its label for PC games. Also seized the throne with PlayStation's newest community challenge, Play Together to earn exclusive PlayStation avatars, one-of-a-kind PlayStation 4 theme, and a shot at grand prizes fit for a king. Grand prize, obviously, number 1 is a PlayStation 5. The second prize, I would actually prefer to the first one, which would be kind of like this ring set that looks displayed like brass knuckles, but it is just the symbols on the PlayStation controller. But they're very, very unique. Obviously, they'll sell for a lot of money in the future, and they'll likely hold their value a lot better than the PlayStation 5. But that's just me. That's how I think. And the third prize is a nice headset and PlayStation card for downloading some games. The headset is very, very nice. And again, all these prizes are fantastic. Apple Music has come to PlayStation 5. If you have Apple Music, you can now listen to it on your PlayStation 5. Sega has introduced its Insights Lab. You can help shape the games by providing feedback, and you're going to get rewards for those who participate. Don't think they're going to be anything massive, but if you've been wanting to tell Sega something where they're going to actually listen and look at your feedback, you can do that instead of just bitching on Twitter. I wanted to tell you guys it's Sonic's 30th anniversary, which is really cool, and I wanted to dig up this. You guys remember the casino in Sonic Adventure? Well, I happened to find it in the Batman comics, and you can't tell me it's not the same exact casino. There's even the computer there. There's no way this isn't the same casino. Sonic, my parents died here. That, no good. Virginia man was arrested for having Minecraft worlds that were exact replicas of classified military bases. What are you doing time for? Minecraft, I've been there, bro. Capcom's integrated report states that Resident Evil 3 is considered a hit. Pragmatica is making steady progress. The Resident Evil engine is going to continue to evolve. Mentions lots of additional DLC for Rise and Village as well. So if you guys were very interested in Capcom stuff, there you go. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is in development for the Oculus Quest 2. Hopefully you'll just be able to like walk forward without having to teleport all over the place. That's really cool. I love Grand Theft Auto. I do want to note that you do need a Facebook account to play the Oculus Quest. You can always just make a throwaway account just like I did. I have 2 throwaway accounts for my Quest and the other one that's constantly attached to my computer. Other than that, I'm sure it'll be somewhat censored, but if we could play that first person mode in VR, that would be cool. I'm with that. PUBG's parent company has acquired the studio that created Subnautica. Do you guys think a battle royale underwater will work? Maybe with sharks and fish? Finally, I want to close on this. FarCry 6 tells you off if you don't play the game enough. So you'll get this email if you play the game and you're like registered and you give your email over to the company, and they will say, surely you can do better than this, and show your playtime. Now, again, when you register and play these games, you usually have to do it with an account. You usually have to put in an email to play their games. I don't know why they do it that way. It's insane. I don't play their games for the most part, and that's why. And it's incredibly funny that they do this because it is a motivator. You know, if you get on your email and you see this shit, you're like, holy fuck, man, they're just calling me up. At the same time, you can flip it off and not give a shit. It could go to your spam folder and you would never see it. However, people have pointed out that this is like one of the big gaming things, like, oh my god, they're really giving it players, you know, they should play more of the game to experience it instead of quitting. They should see the whole game, you know, just like how gamers talk shit about games journalists who only play 1 to 2 hours and then do a full review. But the Stanley Parable has an achievement for those who play the game for 5 years straight. Obviously, it's a simple achievement. It's a ticker system. It records how long you play the game, and once you hit 5 years, you get the achievement. Imagine playing a single game for 5 years worth of time. Insane. That's this week's news you missed. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I absolutely did. I love delivering news to you. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and tell other people I exist, because I'm out here doing this stuff free. You can support me over on Patreon if you want to drop $1. You keep this show ad-free and sponsor-free. No Raid Shadow Legends here, folks. Just pure gaming news and my unfiltered opinion. Let's keep freedom free together. Mavericks, I'll see you in the next one. As always, good gaming, God bless, and thanks for watching.